As a woman, as an activist in the community, you had to slug it out. You think on social media you get bullied? Imagine, I used to get letters written that, of course, we burnt them all now, and nowhere I'd keep them. And a friend, whoever picked up the mail would give it to me, and I'd read it, and I'd be bawling my eyes out because it says things about me that I thought, what is that? What? And then, one day, God bless, this really very lovely older woman said to me, don't worry, man. They're feeling threatened. It's their weakness. They can't deal with people who are sincere and able to make a difference. But I still didn't understand it. I still thought it was just like, I still thought I was being a victim, and at the same time, it would sometimes trip me over. I see myself as an elder in the community, and I'm a mother and a grandmother. I'm, a simple woman who just happened to be part of a community, and then at the same time, I have, qualifications in social work, and I've been working in the community, I've been serving the community over 3 decades. And I remember as a young mum, wanting so much for my children. So my purpose of coming into the community was nothing but personal. It was about what I didn't have when I was growing up, I wanted to give to my children. I wanted to give my daughters. For me, I grew up in a Muslim home. My father is a pioneer in the Muslim community. He actually helped establish the first mosque of Lakemba. And I grew up in a very activist household. My journey continued to evolve. How it started was my personal agenda for my children, my daughter, and my daughters. And then within no time, I had really forgotten what my whole thing was about this. And then it just became totally about how can I make a difference where it's needed. The advice I would give to young women in the space of working in a community is trust in who you are. Trust in your ability to change what you think cannot be changed. But you can only do that by opening your heart and connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And knowing the fact that, the sincerity comes from within. And we know the hadith of Rasulullah. So we continue to say, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ, but it just utters on the tongue. Nothing is really practiced in the heart. But I think as young women, you need to grapple with that. You need to really now start to think, well, what can I benefit from that hadith, and how can I put that into practice? What does it mean for me to be sincere? Because anybody you ask, people will say, I'm sincere, but really, do you know who you are first? So before you step out to help other people, understand who you are. And really start to really acknowledging your weaknesses and your strengths. Because, and then you have to have ilm and amal. Because without knowledge, I can't have action. So I can't do if I don't know. So there was a time in my life then I thought, well, I need to go back to uni. And I thought, well, this is really, I'm doing courses, I'm doing this, but I want to go back to uni, I want to do social work. So I went back to uni for 4 years, and I did my social work degree, and then I went to do my master's, majoring in young people and youth studies, and I did mediation. Not because I really wanted the accolade. I didn't even think about getting a degree, and I'm thinking, just a piece of paper, for God's sake, But I realised to do something, you need to know how to do it. And you can't rely on other people to do it for you. And mashallah, young women have now the opportunities that we never had. Universities, you can go online and do Open University. You can do there's nothing that you cannot do. But what is stopping us is our own insecurities. And where does my insecurities come? It's from the lack of awareness of who I am and what my connection is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But how do I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if I don't even know Rasulullah, if I don't know who the sahabiyat are? Who are my role models in life, So these are things that I think at the same time, I wish I had a mentor in my life. But I had a very beautiful old woman, Hajja Muhammad. She's amazing. She would be the one I would go to and say, I can't do this anymore. And she said, yes, you can. Because there was one time where, I remember now, we have it was a 13-seater bus that only a man drove. And I'm like, we can do it. I can do it. And she's like, yeah, okay, I'll learn how to do it. So I said to my husband, can you teach me how to drive? So he taught me how to drive this big van, and then nobody could stop us. I think we put sometimes about 30 girls in that van. It was amazing. And we drove it, we did that. But you know what? It was hard because you had to suffer the consequences of what others thought of you. Because people were like, oh, here we go again. One person said to me, well, you're driving a van, next time you're going to drive, what are you going to drive next time? I said, plane, an aeroplane. But it was a joke. You had to joke about it. But so suffice to say that we drove van, we drove the girls around, but at the same time, we had to have hope. Because without having the hope that sits instilled in my heart, I cannot give to those young girls and to the women that I work with and to all of us. So as young women working in the community and striving to do the best, really serve down the bottom. Don't ever expect you want to be in leadership, because honestly, when I went in, I did not think I'd be where I am today. I didn't think I'd be a CEO of the organisation. That's not. It was never on my mind, not even in my heart, not even anywhere. I just thought, I just want to go in there. I've got skills, I want to do them, and I want to change things. So know what your strengths are, use it. And be innovative. You don't have to do the same old. Yeah. You know, things are changing. It's no longer about, picking up the phone and talking to somebody. It's now, within a few seconds, you can send thousands of emails, on Facebook or whatever. And I remember using a pager. I remember when the pagers came, because, when you're working in domestic violence, and when you go into a place, you need to be called sometimes, and I'd be driving, and then I'd get a pager thing, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do now? I've got to stop at a public phone. So it was hard. We had to actually get the message, and you had to actually stop at a public phone to call and find out what the message was. So that's time-consuming. But wallah, we had so much. We achieved so much more. We waste so much time now. So really, again, another advice to young women is utilize your time effectively in such an efficient way. Planning. You're able to plan. We've got our 5 times of salah. We can plan. If we plan our day according to our 5, prayer times, then we're able to plan in a way what we can achieve and know what you're able to achieve. But you know what? I really truly believe that the magic happens along the process. It's not about the outcome, because sometimes the outcome is not what you intend it to be, but with your intention, with your sincere intention, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change the outcome. But the learning happens in that process. So if you have a mentor, if you're able to really find a woman mentor for women, and for her to really walk with you along that path, along your journey. And remember, we evolve along the way. You're not the same today as you were last week or last year. So as young women who are working in the community, just that you're changing, and know that the person next to you is changing as well. So and don't hold grudges, and forgive with that sincere heart. Forgiveness, I think, helps us to really overcome a lot of those obstacles that sometimes we put in our way that we think we can't achieve.
الآن فخير الوقت الآن يحين بادر واستبق الخير ستسعد ذاك يقين وبها سمت أسماؤنا نمضي وتبقى هنا أعمالنا وبها سمت أسماؤنا نمضي وتبقى هنا